I'm your host, David G.
I'm your co-host, Arpan.
If you live for the good moments
and learn from the bad ones,
you're in the right place. This is the Live and Learn podcast. All right, so for everyone who's watching, you probably don't know who the fuck we are, but this is our new podcast, Live and Learn. We kind of just plan to, I guess the premise that we're trying to go for is finance and youth. And that's kind of...
like we're really trying to make this podcast pretty much off of the things that we've learned, because both of us have had similar experiences in the sense that we are trying to branch out and find success in our own businesses.
Exactly. So like we're trying to like pass that knowledge on to you as we learn ourselves, you know. So like put together all of our knowledge. So yeah, I guess that's a bit of our introduction. Are we ready to get started? Do you want to say anything else first?
I think we're good to go, yeah.
All right, okay. So since this is our first episode, and we kind of just like I want to let you guys get to know us a little bit, we're going to talk about one of the truest and most tried things to finance, which is your first job. So to get into it then, my first job ever was working at Little Caesars Pizza in Crystal, Minnesota. And my fucking God, was it the worst fucking job I've ever had. And I will tell you why. Just because, like, I guess I'm a very, like, specific person as far as if you're not matching my energy, then I'm going to have a problem. And, like, I guess I'm just... I like to, like, get to the point of it, you know, do my job, make sure it's done right, so I can move on and not have to worry about it later. Because if it's not done right, then it's going to give me stress nightmares later. And, you know, being a 16-year-old, this was probably far too much to expect for other 16-year-olds, because they didn't do that. And yours?
Yeah. I really get that, though, because I was not that functional when I was 16, right? Mm-hmm. And I definitely have found these skills, and I'm still learning these skills as I go, and like I think most of them developed in the last 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, no.
That's kind of bad.
Hey, what can you do? You live and learn, okay?
Oh my God. Alright.
Yeah, but my first job was actually nothing better. It was actually Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen?
Yeah. Really Midwestern,
literally,
beautiful.
At my Little Caesars, there was a fucking... there was a Dairy Queen across the street, and occasionally we would do food trades.
Oh, yeah.
We'd give them
That's
pizza,
always fun,
and they would give us some ice cream.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but I pretty much worked the job. I didn't really care much.
Yeah. I
was actually really bad at my job.
Were you now?
Yes.
Why am I not surprised?
I was pretty carefree at the moment, so a lot of things didn't bother me, but off of, like, looking back on it, it is kind of just appalling to even think that I went through all of that shit.
What do you mean? Like, as in it was bad, or like you realized how bad you were?
I realized how bad I was, and also realized the work that I was doing was mind-numbingly boring.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, what was it, like, slow?
Well, our funny story actually. Our Dairy Queen was like very run down, and like it was going out of business. Like I think it shut down a year and a half after I quit, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Tough.
So
damn, you guys must have really sucked.
Yeah, no, it was disgusting in there. Oh my! I don't want to be sued with a slander thing, but like, bro, I ain't gonna say more.
But because like, look, my Little Caesars wasn't any better. Like I said, no one actually cared about their fucking job. Everything was made terribly. Literally, like to this day, I have a standard. If I don't know anyone who works at a Little Caesars, I'm not fucking eating there because I know you. And if you work at Little Caesars, I know you suck at your job and you don't fucking care. And it's okay.
Hey! Don't harass our audience.
And you shouldn't care about your Little Caesars job. They're garbage. I feel like most of them are like across the country are shutting down like one by one. Cause like the one I used to work at in Crystal, it's no longer there. I was very Actually, I wasn't surprised to hear that because again, it was bad. But I guess to further that point, as far as like what it like I learned or what it meant to me, is just that I guess you kind of have to like go at your own pace. Because like I said earlier, you know, like not everyone was at the same place as far as like trying. And I was like over trying. And I guess the thing is like certain people did appreciate that. Like you know, I guess my managers would always like, you know, really appreciate that I knew what I was doing and I wasn't like slacking off or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think like stuff like that is important. And not in like, you know, a sucking up way, but putting in effort for the people that matter, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
I don't know, just don't try to like let people down, like, and your effort really shows through the work that you do. I don't know, like having a bit of pride in it, even if it's like a whack job, is I think still pretty important. I don't know about you.
What I learned from that, I would say, was mostly a more worldly view. I think a lot of things in life that I've done have just progressively given me that view, and like, you know.
Well, how did Dairy Queen widen your worldview?
It was my first job. So
okay.
like literally like this was my introduction into the rest of like, you know, the working life.
Yeah.
So it definitely that is quite an experience for like a kid that's never worked to go through. So that was the part that I kind of learned, and the interaction between coworkers and the importance of that. And like I definitely like didn't learn all these like important like things that would kind of make a difference later on and like starting a business.
Maybe I might have just been a try hard as a kid.
Hey, your tattoo proves that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
just for context, yeah.
I have a tattoo that says do more, do it again.
Just in massive bold letters. But yeah, I think that's the most important things that I learned from it.
Okay, I can dig that. And like the thing is, like I really agree with what you said, because my younger brothers, one of them is 18 and has yet to ever have his first job, and the other one is turning 16 and trying to find a job. And Jesus fucking Christ, these kids are shut-ins. Like, and I really want them to like get a fucking job so they can like learn a few things, like just like you said, just like open your worldview a little bit, and you know, realize, oh, the world isn't just my fucking basement where I play video games.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I do think everybody kind of takes it at their own pace.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. You know,
and like, yes, you should be open to new experiences, but even if you like go out and do it in a time that you're not open to it, I don't think it really provides you anything. So I think it's definitely your will to do it.
Yeah.
That kind of drives you towards like improving yourself.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I agree. Did you end up ever like saving up to buy something?
Yeah, I actually bought my first phone.
Your first phone?
Off of that job, yeah.
Really? What'd you get?
I got a Sony phone.
Oh my god.
No. It was a cool phone.
Sony, dog. They don't like. They make TVs.
And phones. And
phones.
And consoles. They make everything, bro.
Bro, they don't make it. And that's why none of their phones sell well.
Your headset is Sony.
Yes, the head. Okay, look. The TV is very good. Headphones, very good. Phones, very bad. But continue. How's the phone? How did you enjoy the phone?
I actually really liked the phone. I think it was like... It was Android, and it was very rudimentary Android, so I was like interested in it enough that I kind of got into like AR and stuff like that because of that phone, because it had capabilities like that.
Wait, it had AR?
Yeah.
Really? Like what year was this?
This was what year would it be? God, you're making me like do mental math.
Just think, how old do you think you were?
Well, I was somewhere along the lines of 17.
17? Okay.
Like sophomore year of high school.
Okay, so that was like a bit ago.
Yeah. But like, you know, still.
Sophomore year, that's like what, like 2015,
Yeah.
2014?
Like
something that.
3DSs had AR in it, so like, you know, a phone having AR in it isn't that big of a deal.
I feel like it is, just because like I like even at that point, most phones were in like very like quote unquote high tech. Like you got yourself like a camera, your front and back camera selfie. That's it. That's all you're getting. You might get like some like BS like about the monitor or whatever.
I think that was the generation of the iPhone 6, iPhone 5 rolling into iPhone 6.
Yeah.
So like it's not like crazy technology for the time. It's like it's just the integration of it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's my point. Like it's AR, it's nothing super crazy, but
But yeah, another funny story rolling off of that funny story. I lost that phone like a month and a half later. Yeah.
Your dad must have been mad.
I threw $600 into that phone.
600?
Yeah. At that loss in the
special? 600?
Yeah.
That's so much for like a garbage phone.
Hey, don't slander the phone, please.
Continue.
Yeah, no, I lost the phone.
How did you end up losing? Yeah.
I was actually going to the Quarry State Park up in like, what's it called? St. Cloud area.
Yeah.
And we left our bags, and I took my phone because, I just wanted to have it there, take some pictures and stuff like that. And both me and my cousin that I went there with, we jumped in the pool, and these like, I believe like they could not have been any older than 13. Like 3 12 to 13-year-old kids just nabbed their bags and just left. Yeah. Dipped. Like,
so you just left them behind?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like they just took off with both of our bags, threw away the keys to the car, threw away the towels and stuff, and took.
How'd you get back?
No. Threw them on like just the road, just like while leaving, because like they were biking away. Okay. And they didn't want to carry anything that wasn't like worthwhile. Dude,
that's like so pointless to me though. Like, look, you might like get a few things out of it, but like in the grand scheme of things, you got a new backpack and like a few new tech things, I guess.
I don't know. Like, as much as I kind of did not enjoy that experience whilst it happened, I think it still like was a good learning experience, because I remember like the first thing that I thought was like, damn, like that's another part of like there's a whole life around that as well, and like
theft.
Yeah, no, like that was another thing that I used to be a klepto when I was a young kid, but like actually stealing people's stuff that like are just out and about, that's kind of weird to me. But I don't know. I don't want to get into my klepto phase too much. We can get into that in a later episode.
Like you see, bag left unattended might have some valuables in it, and I feel like that's like it. If you're just looking to steal, if you're a klepto, you just steal things just cause.
That's true. Yeah. You steal for the challenge if you're a klepto.
For the challenge.
Yeah. No, it's kind of fun. I don't do it no more. Disclaimer. Cap. Hey, don't slander me.
Whatever, Doc. I think the first thing that I bought, I want to say it was just a 3DS. I think I saved up to buy a 3DS. Ordered it on Amazon, used. Came to my door. I think I also bought what Pokemon game was coming out then?
X and Y, I want to say.
It might have been X and Y.
Or was it just coming out of?
No. It wasn't X and Y. It was
Black and White.
Yeah, Black and White. It was Black and White. Yeah. So I bought Black and White. Had my 3DS. Played all the way through. I think. Oh, and Speaking of going back to my fucking job, my manager at Little Caesars was also really into Pokemon. So after shifts, we would occasionally like play matches with each other.
You do some link battles.
We would do some link battles. But the thing is, he had fucking hacked Pokemon, and he gave me some. I asked him like to build me out this what is it called? Caesar. Caesar is the metal grass type, right? You wouldn't know. No, yeah, you
it's
would.
the flying type, isn't it?
No, Caesar. It's like, it's the evolved form of the Pokemon that had the green flying Pokemon with like scissor hands.
Okay, yeah.
It's called Caesar, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like 5th gen Pokemon, so I was
Yeah. So I asked him for a Caesar. With Technician, for those of you fucking Pokemon nerds, you know what that is, and Bullet Punch. And if you know what that combination is, it's unbeatable. Okay, with a few sword dances, like 1-2 sword dances, like you just got to soak up like at least 2 hits with sword dance, Bullet Punch, it's over.
All I'm hearing off of this is you did not take the time to train and breed your own Pokemon.
Look, dog, leave me alone.
You cheated.
Yeah, I cheated. I was undefeated. I was undefeated, dog. Sword dance, Bullet Punch. It's over. It's over. You can't do nothing. But as far as like buying it, it was just like, oh, look, bro, my parents never like bought me a bunch of stuff, so like I'm like far more used to just like buying stuff for myself. So I just bought myself the 3DS, bought me the game, enjoyed it, very fun. Yeah, I think that's kind of all there is to that.
Do you still have that 3DS?
I do, but I'm very confident it's broken.
Cause like I bought was it a 3DS?
Yeah, it was a 3DS.
Okay, yeah, I bought a 3DS around that time as well.
Yeah.
And right now that 3DS is sitting somewhere in my house, hacked to high health. Like I have every custom firmware on it.
Oh my god! How did you not brick it?
What?
How did you not brick it?
Dude, custom firmware on the 3DS has been so advanced for like the last year that like you can do pretty much anything to it, and it's pretty much impossible to brick it if you read.
I guess.
Like the barrier to entry is reading.
The barrier to entry is reading. Well, some kids can't fucking read. Okay. So going back to like work stuff, did you end up like what did you like and dislike about the job?
About that specific job? I think it was just like very just most of the beginner job stuffs, like mopping the floor and shit like that, you know?
I don't know, you like do like house chores, don't you?
I do, but like, okay, that's a whole other thing though.
How so?
Because you don't mop your house.
I do sometimes.
Yeah, but like you don't use the same like.
It's the same premise.
It's like
you're just doing chores at work.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
But what?
It's like you Swiffer your house. You don't mop it. Like
yeah,
you don't do the whole industrial.
You're doing a bit more work. Okay, is it that much harder?
I guess not.
It's just doing some chores. If you can do like household chores in your home, that's what you're doing at work.
Yeah.
Tell me mopping was that bad, dog.
I hate it, dude. I'm a delicate man, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm very well aware.
My muscles are very. Anywho, what about you?
What did you like about it though?
Stealing food.
Stealing food. You weren't even stealing it though. It was just like you just take it.
Yeah, that's true.
No one was gonna stop you.
They had decent fries. Like I would still say like okay. Mickey D's takes the cake any day.
Yeah.
Like they just have the best fries out there.
I'd have to like refresh my palate to like further that discussion.
You haven't had Mickey D's in a while?
No, I have, but I haven't had like other fries in a while because like it's like
because Mickey D's is the best.
No, like the last like decent fries I had were like from Five Guys fries. And then as for us Minnesota people, fucking Freddy's fries are really good.
I've actually never been to Freddy's.
Have you never been to Freddy's?
No.
Bro, the custard, smack. Delicious.
Custard?
Yes, it's custard.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like, I believe custard is ice cream. The difference between custard and ice cream is they pump like air into it during like the process, and it like makes it like thicker and creamier. It's something like that.
Custard is a bit more gelatinous in a manner, isn't it?
No, not gelatinous. It's just a bit like thicker. It like holds its shape better than ice cream. That's the best way I can like describe it. I'm probably like describing that a little wrong, but that's what it is for the most part.
Well, what about you though?
For me, what I liked about the job, the free food. That's probably it. I
What
can't
did you dislike about it? Because like free food is kind of a given, you know.
Dog, I disliked everything. It was just like.
Yeah,
like
and you judge me for disliking mopping.
Okay, look, I have no problem with the cleaning part of it. The cleaning part is like absolutely fine. I don't care about that. Like I'm used to cleaning. I'm not gonna complain. I dislike the other employees. Beef with people there. No, I didn't actually have beef with anyone. No, that's not true.
Well, you got your first job and started beefing already. Wow.
Dude, I have a story. I have like multiple stories. So literally, okay. So two things. Oh my god, I hope these people. Actually, I don't care if they see this. One thing. So there was this one dude that worked there. I don't even remember what his fucking name is. We were like tight for like the longest part. You know, yada yada yada. He would like occasionally like tell me about his kids or whatever. You know, like BMs and you know all that stuff. And then one day, I think he grabs one of like the female employees' asses. And I tell our manager about it, and like the area manager like fires him for it. You know, he leaves, yada yada yada. I see him like maybe like a month or so later on in Target, you know, buying my stuff. He sees me, and then he cuts in front of me. And, you know, being the 16-year-old I was, I didn't do anything about it. I was just like, all right, well, this is happening. If this is the worst he's gonna do, fine. That happened, and that's like the medium level. What I'm about to tell you is like even far worse. So after a while, we got like a new manager at the Little Caesars, and you know, basically same situation. But I actually like this guy. He was like, you know, fairly cool. You know, fine to talk to and such. But what he did was, when he was in like the freezer with like all the like you know stuff for preparation with one of our employees, he whipped out his dick in front of a female employee. Well, yeah, basically his employee, because he's the manager.
Yeah.
And you know he's like, you know, what you trying to do? And it's just like
that's disgusting.
Yeah, very incredibly. I was appalled because this man has children. He has a girlfriend or whatever, I don't know, like, and it's just like, damn dog, I thought you were good, I thought you were chill, and then like I hear that, oh my god, and then it's just like, get fired, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on now. So
what I'm learning from this is
Little Caesars is a garbage establishment.
Yeah. A manager, goddamn.
A manager.
Bro. Nah, that's
Little Caesars is garbage.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Unless
see
you
why
sponsor
you hate
me,
it.
and you better pay up too.
No, we're not taking sponsors from Little Caesars. After hearing that, no, nah, that ain't happening though.
Okay. So that, yes, as you can probably ascertain, there are a lot of things I disliked. Yeah, and you know what? The list doesn't even end as far as bad things that happened. The worst thing that like probably sticks with me the most is the fact that Little Caesars gave me my first ever stress-induced dream, which was, and here's the dream. I'm like at the counter, you know, trying to take somebody's order. You know, it's like this father and their child. You know, the father tells his kid to like go up to the counter, you know, order, yada yada yada. I take the order, you know, I go back, and then like I go back to the kitchen, and the dad starts like yelling, "Hey, hurry up, my kid's like hungry or whatever. I come back to the front and say, hey, it's gonna like be a little bit. It'll be done in a second. And so I go back again. He continues yelling, whatever, like, hey, you get this like pizza ready, blah blah blah. And then I, tell my manager about it, and he goes to the front, and then I like go back to the back of the kitchen, and when I look in the kitchen, the oven is overflowing with pizzas. They're just like pulling out of the oven, like just falling and then like stacking on top of each other, just continually, just big pile of like pans and pizzas. And then like, I hear like more yelling in the front of the store, get my fucking pizza ready, yada, yada, yada. And so like, my manager comes back to the back of the kitchen, and this dad follows him. And then like, he continues yelling some more. Then my manager pulls out a gun and shoots him.
What the fuck? How did we get there?
Maybe.
Bro, you were dead ass talking about a dad trying to buy pizza for their little kid like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and he was being a dick about it. He was, like yelling, like being unreasonable. He follows us back into the kitchen, and my manager shoots him, and that's not even the end of it. Then after that, my manager started breakdancing, and that's how I like remember the dream ending.
What kind of Tyler the Creator fucking?
I don't know what to tell you, dude. That's like that. Stress.
Like what's his show? What was the show that he ran for a while?
What show?
Tyler.
Loiter Squad?
Yeah, that sounds like some fucking Loiter Squad
like
shit.
A Loiter Squad
like
skit.
Some demon shit, dude.
It does kind of sound like a Loiter Squad skit.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like, I was on so much fucking stress working at that job because, like, again, I was working the hardest there. And it's just like, it just was not good.
Dude,
I think...
You're a way too goddamn stressed out 16-year-old.
Look, man, I had a lot of stress on me. I had to keep up my good grades, make my father proud, so he'll give me love and affection.
Dude, I was a straight C student, baby. Let's go.
Whack. Dude, I had a solid 3.8 for most until junior year. Then I stopped caring. But yes, I had a lot of reasons not to like working. But yeah.
How long did you stay there?
How long did I stay there? Probably I want to say a year and a half.
Okay.
Cause I got the job over the summer, and I kept it during the school year, but I would only do weekends.
Yeah.
And then I quit.
Yeah, I did not stay in my first job for too long either. I think
I
worked there for 3 months max.
3 months? 3 months? That's it?
Yeah, it was dead ass just a summer job. So after the school year started, I just kind of wasn't able to get there and back. So. Oh,
really? Was it not close to you or anything?
It was close. It's just Minnesota winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. I had that issue too. Cause mine was just a few streets away from my house.
Yeah. Mine was a mile and a half.
A mile and a half. Mine was just I don't want to say
So in the summer you could bike there pretty easy, but once 4 inches of snow on the yeah, no, that's not happening.
Fair enough. And dog, just hoof it and walk.
No.
But yeah, okay. So how do you think that working experience impacted you today?
Zero impact, honestly.
Zero impact.
Yeah, no. I think most of the things that I actually truly found lessons in happened around 3-ish years ago, the jobs that I had at that point. Because once I got into half decent jobs.
Because you're talking about college jobs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and when you got your ramen job, what was that job? Was that
ramen job?
Second, third, fourth?
That was second semester or second year.
I know, but which which job was it?
Oh,
your third job, your second job?
No, that was I switched jobs a lot. I think that was my
Really? You couldn't stay at places?
No.
Damn.
I'm too curious, and like if something gets too repetitive, I cannot do it for too long.
Yeah, I hear you. It's high school, dog. It doesn't even matter that much. I only started getting like that recently now. Because I feel like it matters a bit more.
Because the longest job I ever had was lifeguarding.
Lifeguarding?
And I did that for 2 years. And I gave up that job because I just didn't want to lifeguard anymore. And it was just getting mind numbing. So I got a janitor job because I thought it would be fun. It wasn't fun.
A janitor job? Yeah. Why would that be fun?
I don't know.
You literally explained how you hate cleaning.
Yeah, but
that's a job about cleaning.
I thought it was gonna be maybe I will learn something on this, Maybe I will learn the power
how to clean properly.
The superpower,
The superpower of clean. I don't think most janitors enjoy their jobs.
Watch me walk into this fucking if head shaved, Mr. Clean looking ass,
Christ.
Working my magic.
If it made you happy, and I don't think it did.
It did not, but I don't know. I think it definitely was. It was still fun, in its own way, and I definitely needed the break because I can't do the same job for too long. I just can't.
Well, you're eventually going to have to though. Because the thing is, I
take that as a challenge.
Yeah, okay. Calm down, kiddo. Because that's extremely bad. Because that's just because I feel like if you work that way into how you do projects, you're gonna be wasting a lot of money.
No, I get that, but I think that's the whole appeal of the artistic side that we're taking things, right?
Sure.
You can do the same project 3 different times, and all of those projects will probably be different enough that you will probably have to learn 4 or 5 skills just to complete it.
Yeah, because you got to add a bit of flavor to how you do it. I do agree.
And if you're an artist or an artist, you probably know the fact that you make something, and the second you finish making it, you want to make something better. And that does not stop. And I think that's that want to learn more. Yeah, I think that's the best part of all of this.
I agree. Because that's what's really tough about jobs. Because after a certain point, you stop learning new things. And it gets stagnant.
You hit a wall so fast in conventional jobs.
Yeah.
Especially jobs that we are getting at the ages that we're at.
Well, yeah, because it's hourly stuff. You're not going to be asked to do anything super complicated. Most of the stuff you're going to be doing is repetition work. A lot of the same different things. For instance, my first full-time job was a year or 2 at this point, where I was internship for this IT company, or no, it wasn't an IT company. It was a computer manufacturing company for schools. They would request orders and do repairs for laptops for schools across the U.S.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I was doing one of 2 things. I was either helping out in the warehouse, either doing shipment fulfillment and stuff like that. Yeah. Or I was inside the repair bay doing repairs on laptops. And there's only so much variation you can do. It was okay for a while because there were a lot of different types things that may or may not need to be repaired. Yeah. And there were a slight variation in types of computers I was working on. But after probably about maybe 2 months and a half, I'd probably learned everything.
Yeah, no, once you get there, you get into this flow chart state, right? You're hey, if this is wrong, then I'll do this. If that is not wrong, then I go to this problem. If that's not wrong, and all of it just works out so well, and gives you an answer so consistently and fast that I don't think it's just not as interesting. And I just can't deal with that.
The moment you stop learning and you're doing repetition, I don't know. There's like you definitely just want to be there less. Is that going from there?
I have no clue, but there's like audibly something that's like pretty loud in the background.
Quiet down.
He's got his stuff watching his TikToks.
Okay, so I guess we'll do like a little like a quick segment, real quick. Well, not a real segment, but for those of you watching, me and Arpan are actually from Minnesota, and currently.
Oh wow! Wonderful timing to introduce where we're from.
All right, whatever. Hey, shut the fuck up. We're originally from Minnesota, but currently we are on vacation in Florida. So this setting you're currently seeing, you will literally never see it again.
Ever again. This is a one time only. This
exactly. So you guys should feel really special, you know? You know how much production value we spent into renting this home to give you this like...
We had to fly out here.
Exactly, we had to fly. We flew for you. You know, that's how much we care about you guys, you know? And that's why you should donate to our Patreon. We don't actually have a Patreon, but we will home. So look out for that.
That's where we plug our Patreon in like, you know, the 5th or 6th episode when like we actually figure out our shit.
So, anyways, we have a friend in there in another room watching TikToks, but don't concern yourself about that. If you hear slight stuff in the background, don't worry about it. All right, mind your business. Okay, but anyways, fuck. What point were we on before that tangent? Getting stuck in your job.
Short-term memory.
Stuck in your job, yeah. And it really does suck, and that's why I don't know. Like that's why I think like hourly stuff should just be temporary. Like if you want more for yourself, I guess.
That was a good crack.
You shouldn't stay at just like some like stagnant like hourly job unless like if it works for the moment, do what you gotta do, obviously, but like strive for more.
Yeah, you gotta fund your endeavor, right?
Oh, well, of course, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, do what you gotta do, but strive for more. Yeah. Like, cause I don't know, it's just like for me, it's just like it's tough to see like older people like still working like just like whack jobs, like, and you know, it may whatever circumstance like brought them there, you know, unfortunate, but like. It's just like, because like for me right now, it's like doing that type of work is just like kind of soul crushing, and maybe that might be offensive to like people who do have those jobs, but like they can like recognize like, you know, where I might be coming from.
I still think people in those jobs like want to do something better.
They want to, but they don't know how to like go past.
Yeah.
You know, or they tried and they failed and they didn't try again.
Yeah.
And it's okay to fail.
I think it's definitely like, especially like starting your own business or doing something like what we're doing, it's definitely a masochistic endeavor, you know? Like you
masochistic? Well, yeah. Well, it is a certain type of like torture to put yourself through, but like, you know, pressure makes diamonds. If you don't make those leaps, you'll never get to the point you're trying to be.
Yeah.
And as far as like the company thing, we actually have a friend who has a father who owns a water filtration company. He told me about how he actually like tried multiple times to like, you know, get to water filtration because that wasn't his first idea. He tried like I think like 2 times before getting to water filtration, and like, you know, it was like what's the saying, 3rd time's the charm.
Yeah.
So he failed a few times before getting to that. And you know, very successful company now. So you have to be willing to fail. You can't be discouraged by big failures. If you are, you're gonna stay in the same place. That's how I feel, at least.
Yeah. No, I can like I agree with that.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's very easy to be discouraged by failure, especially big ones. But I don't know. You have to attempt to come back from them.
Yeah. You can still hear
it. Anyways, okay, so Work politics. You ever have any weird work politics?
Not in that job, but like in future jobs I have, especially once you get into like bigger, more like hierarchical. Is that the word that I'm looking for here?
Hierarchical? Oh, what is happening? Oh, it's fine now.
Well, something went wrong with the recording.
Hey,
but
don't
we're
worry about
back.
it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's recording, right? Please be recording. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, no. But
Audio may have cut out for a short moment. Don't worry about it.
once you get into like the hierarchical jobs, where like there's actually like a chain of management, it definitely gets really like work politics becomes such a big deal.
Sure, but like, there's even still stuff at like lower level stuff.
Yeah, but
It's like
I
not as
think,
intense.
yeah, it's not as intense. It's just you genuinely wanting to like improve a process is so hard to do in a job that's like structured and like has, 14 levels of management before like having anything go through.
But like you even like have experience with this though. Like yes, like it's like hard to do, but like you have to make those like suggestions like for improvement, like on scale. You can't try to do too many big changes, otherwise like you're told, hey, shut the fuck up. No one asked you. You make small changes, and as like people grow to like trust you, things get better. Like that's like the best way I can put it. But I tell them about your time working with what game company?
Activision.
Yeah, Activision. So like
This was like 3 years ago, I think, at this point.
Was it about that long ago?
Yeah, it's been a bit. I worked with Activision for probably like somewhere around 2.5 months, because it was a full-time job, like a 10-hour long job, like 10 hours per day job. So it was definitely like really demanding and really like I could not hold the job because like I just had to go back to school and like I couldn't be putting 10 hours into this job while still being in college. So, but
no, tell them about the making improvements bit.
Yeah. Like there was a point where I like found some improvements for like how the server could be pushing stuff to the computers, and not going too far into detail about that, like I made like some software to like do all of that stuff, and it's just getting that software approved was such a...
What did it do?
What
did it do?
It was the most rudimentary thing. It just pushed software from the server to the computer when you logged in, so that like if you log in with a new user face... Break it down a bit more
so like everyone can understand.
Okay. So let me get comfy.
All right, don't get too big a head now. Explain.
Yeah, so pretty much how the server system worked was everybody had their own user login, right? And you logged into your username, and your username had its, like, it did not save your preferences. And you had to move around the office and like log into new computers a lot.
Yeah.
So pretty much what my thing would do was find a like average preference that everybody like worked with. So like if you were consistently working with like Word instead of like some other program that like does what's it called, like text editing, then it would just like push that software to your user by default, rather than you having to log into a new computer, download Word, and then do all of that shit just to start working again. Because you'd be moving around like once or twice a day And this was like eating up 15 to 20 minutes of your time, like every time you switch spots.
Yeah.
So like it was a lot of just like very easy improvement of life stuff. So pretty much what you would do, I don't remember like the actual software anymore, but you pretty much make a shell file with XML that you can push to your push from your server to your computer, so that the XML rewrites all the default files in your computer, or the default like software in your computer, and you would just have all of that ready to go once you log in.
Okay, so it just like pre-loaded everything ahead of time for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think every reasonable company does that already.
Okay. So, and you just did this, right? Like you didn't ask anyone to do it?
No.
And what happened after you did it?
Pretty much all of my software got like taken away.
Taken away? What do you mean?
Yeah, they pretty much like took it away from me. Like they were like, no, you can't use this anymore. Like this is not authorized by the company, so
you're
like
not
you
allowed
cannot.
to do this stuff?
Yeah, just stop. Like cease and desist, right? And I tried to work with them to like get it.
How did they find it out though? They saw you like
at some point I pretty much just took it to them because it was bothering me that I would sit down to a spot and like I would look over and like someone would just be struggling, like especially when you like new people would show up, like they would not understand the fact that like their user preferences have not been saved, and like it just became a process. So like I just wanted to improve it.
Yeah.
And it's a hassle.
And so what happened after the fact?
Yeah, so after the fact, I got the software taken away from me, and I tried to talk to them to like get the software approved, but to get the software approved, they needed to talk to Activision LA, and getting word to Activision LA was a whole other process.
Really?
And then within LA, it needed to go up to another manager.
Really?
That needed to approve it so that they could like actually rewrite the server. Because like this is like
when you told me about it,
a literal
like,
$66 million server that you're putting new software into, and if that software has any like code that like compromises the server, you kind of are leaking.
But you made it sound like
gains.
they went with it. They said, "Oh wow, nice." And
yeah, no. They liked it. Like my division liked it. It's just they could not do anything about it because they did not have authority to do anything about it.
Oh, so it never got used again?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it did.
No.
Because like you said, they offered you like an IT position after the fact.
They offered me an IT position, but I couldn't take it.
Because you were going back to school.
Because I couldn't take it, I couldn't get to the IT position that would give me easier access to implement the software. But yeah, at the end of the day, I did all of this and nothing happened.
Unfortunate.
And that's why I have gripe with companies that have hierarchical systems.
I mean, to an extent, I think it is necessary, though. I don't want some, like, fucking newbie trying to tell me what the fuck to do. You earned your right to say that to me, punk.
I think a lot of things should just be, like, judged on what you create, right?
Yeah.
Like, programming is all the same. Anybody can read the program and see what is right or what's wrong. So if you've already taken my program from me, just read it, review it. Yeah. Like, see if it is
and like
within your interests.
Yeah. You can make like, your cool stuff, and people can like look at it and like discern whether or not
because there's no reason to dismiss something like that.
Sure, but like I'm not gonna like skyrocket you to the top just because you did one like really cool thing.
Yeah, but like I feel like a lot of jobs like that are about like efficiency, right?
What do you mean?
QA is very much so like you're doing extremely fast-paced stuff. QA is quality assurance. Okay. So you So if you're doing QA for Google, you go to Google Chrome and you try to fuck up some shit. And if it fucks up, you report it. It's pretty much bug finding. Mm-hmm. So when you're in a QA job and you're getting like 2 different versions of the same like 60 gigabyte game every day, and you're trying to run through it and do all of your tests and see if everything's working still, mm-hmm. It's like time is very important, and it's the like making stuff efficient. Just like that should be the name of the game. Mm-hmm. And pretty much what my software did was,
and like yes, that's good. And everyone should strive to like improve like whatever company they're working for and like make it better. But I think that should be to scale. Like I don't think you should over reward someone for like even like what you did. Like you made something that would make the company like more efficient. All right. Yeah. Cool. We recognize what you've done, and we'll be looking out for you later.
Numbers speak a lot, and from liberal calculations.
And the thing is like that sure, yes, numbers.
That
do speak.
software saved approximately $150,000 a year.
Cool. But the whole thing about capitalism is taking advantage of other people.
That is true.
So, it's gonna happen. Don't try and skip the system. That's not how it works here, bud. Yeah, okay.
Well, you got any gripes with any of the jobs you've worked at?
The people that I worked with.
Oh my god.
What's that?
Why you got people politics all the time?
What do you mean people? Okay, you know what? I think the worst work politics. Like I didn't really have much like at Little Caesars, but the worst I've ever had was when I worked at Home Depot, and that was my second job. And dog.
You worked at Home Depot.
I used to work at Home Depot. I was a fucking cart boy. Bring in the carts and put them away, whatever. But I truly fucking hated that job because same situation. I was definitely the hardest worker there, or did the job the best. I don't know how well you can stack carts, but I did it the best. And just like if you weren't like stacking carts, they'd ask you to like go do some like other random work. So like I don't know, like go sweep or something, or like whatever. But it's just like certain managers would just like complain about the most like minuscule things, or they would try to like blame me for things that other employees did, and then they would make excuses for those other employees, and I was just like, it just made me mad. And, granted, very whack job. So much to the point, like it was so easy to do that I could go into the store and go help out other departments. Like I would, if I finished really quickly, I'd go into like the lumber department and like talk to like one of my friends there that I went to high school with. Be like, oh yada yada yada. I just like learned how to use the forklift. They gave me a raise, blah blah blah. Or I'd go over to like the paint section. There was this really cute girl that worked in the paint section. Hit on her every chance I got. Never got her number. Anyways, yes, very basic job. So much to the point I can go help out whatever. Manager sucks. Made mountains out of Mount Hills, and that's like the main point. I kind of got off topic. But yeah.
Tangents are very, very easy to come by on this podcast. You're welcome.
That's the whole point of like a podcast, though. That's like how you like carry the conversation. Because if you just stay on topic the whole time,
it does get boring, doesn't it?
Not even just boring; it's quick.
Yeah.
Tangents like add to the conversation. You just can't go too far off the rail. Otherwise, things either just get weird or just it's hard to return. I guess. We have a bit of time left, so I guess we'll talk about one of our segments. We have a segment called Money Moves. And, slight double entendre there. Make your money move and make money moves, yada yada. So this week we are talking about Millennials buying homes and regretting it. So yeah, here I'll let you take the ball with that. Why do you think millennials are regretting home purchases?
I think it's mainly because the freedom of movement.
The freedom of moving.
Yeah.
Why would that matter?
I think a lot of
the whole
people.
point of buying a house is like so you can like be like.
Yeah. No, that is
place.
the point of buying a house, but like that was a lot more feasible back in the day when you did not go like even beyond your country much, right?
What do you mean?
Like, because people travel nowadays. People live for experiences nowadays.
Yeah, they travel and then they return to their home.
Yeah, but like, there's no reason to tie yourself down to a home, tie yourself down to a mortgage, especially. Because the home isn't the part that people regret, it's the mortgage. Because, like, you're literally tied into this 30-year-long payment.
I mean, yes, but not really. Because, like, if you want to move or, like, just sell the house, and, like, pay off the, like, rest of the mortgage for whatever you pay.
I don't know. I feel like people get sentimental over, like, after living in a house for, like...
They should. I mean, like, because the whole point of a house is, like, you make it your home.
Yeah.
This is, like, the place that you return to when you're done with work, the place you return to after you go on your adventures, and it's the place where you're supposed to be safe. You build your memories, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So I feel like it should be all those things. And like, as far as like just not being able to stay in one or being able to move in other places, if you really want to move, like just sell your house, I guess, like, because like I think most people, if you can buy a house young, most people are only like keeping like a first time house for like maybe like between like 4 and 10 years, and then they'll just like sell it and get something like that suits their needs, or like suits their needs better.
But like,
get more into like why would someone actually regret the purchase? Like you said, like yes, like not making mortgage payments, and like that's like a big thing, especially because we're not in the fucking like I don't know like 80s anymore. You can't like buy a house for $50,000 and be chilling,
or just even like buy a house and have a stable job that like you work your ass off day and night for 40 years and like this is my house now. Like,
sure you can. It's just like you just won't make as much money doing it.
Yeah. And everybody is kind of like we're in the generation of like, hey, let's go get our bag, And like not a lot of people want to be tied down to a job or a location. It's like I want to be free, like genuine, like
I mean, okay, the location thing, not being tied to location thing doesn't make sense to me, because like even if you decide, okay, I'm gonna like rent out this like spot for like a few places or a few minutes, a few months or whatever, and move to the next place, like you're still stationary. Like you're doing too much work if you're moving around a lot. Like
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because, like, you got stuff, man. Like...
Yeah, you got stuff, but, like... I don't know. Like... Especially if you're not going to live in a house for, like, more than 10 years, I don't think there's a point to buying a house.
Sure, it's, like, property value. Like, literally building it over time. That's, like, major point. Because, it's way better to buy a house and, like, pay mortgage. Because, like, let's make the example, like, Minneapolis. Yeah. Minneapolis... If you like try and like buy something around like one of the suburbs around it, you're gonna be paying $1,000 for a fucking 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah. Why do that when you can like invest in a 2-bedroom house and pay the same in mortgage, maybe a little more, maybe pay $1,200, maybe $1,400. You're making a far better investment. Like sure, the mortgage is a bit, but like if you can afford it $1,000, work a little harder, pay $1,400.
But like. I don't think a lot of people going to buy into houses as an investment. They go into it because that's what their parents did, and that's what they know what to do. Yeah, and there is a very big shift from, what the boomers did to what millennials want to do. And
what do millennials want to do?
Like following the same process. I think that's where like a lot of the discomfort comes from, you know? And millennials...
Discomfort as far as what?
No, like not...
Normalcy?
No, not like discomfort in like... I'm saying discomfort as in the fact that like they're regretting it because they just followed a system that did not work for what they're actually going for. And like
yeah, sure, you have to adapt. You can't like think like you're gonna do the same thing as your parents, because we don't live in that time anymore. Like, yeah, sure, I guess it's like, you know, it's very like standard to like think that way, like, oh, okay, you know, get married, have a few kids, buy a house, yada yada yada. But there's a bit more to it now, and especially considering like most people aren't even actually trying to have a family with kids. Most people don't even get married now until like late 20s, as compared to like people back then, like early 20s. Like they want to build their careers out first. So there's like, you have to like work around the rules that you have now.
Yeah. But like, we are Gen Z kids criticizing and like, you know, talking about things that millennials did following the generation before them. So like, you know, we've kind of learned the lessons from millennials and are kind of using the same thing to criticize them. That's kind of hypocritical in a way.
Yeah, I
like,
you know,
we can't sit here and talk about stuff like that.
I absolutely can, because like, look.
No, because like it's a very hindsight thing, right?
Yeah, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah,
and like I have the freedom to do so. Unless I fuck up later, there's no party foul.
Yeah. But like, it's like at the time, like, you know. Because things have changed like a lot.
Sure.
In like the last couple of years, right? And especially during the time that like millennial, what the hell is that?
Water. Continue.
Where?
It's just like, I don't know, water filter. I don't, just continue.
Especially during the time that like millennials like were like getting their freedom and like going into like having their own families. I think a lot of them took lessons.
No, millennials are still in the same thing though. Like again, like they're not doing families till late 20s.
Yeah.
That's like, what point are you trying to make?
I'm saying they learned from their parents. So like they're trying to follow the same things that they did in like, cause like it's the whole thing with like colleges, you know? Like there's no real reason for colleges except if you want to go into medicine. In this day and age, there's no goddamn reason for colleges, but everybody still does it because there's expectation to do it. Everybody wants you to do it. Okay. And you know, that's the same trend.
Okay, but you've already made the point of like repeating in like, you know, your forefathers like, you know, steps. Yeah. Like, what's the new point about that though?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, you keep dismissing the fact that doesn't exist.
Sure, but I'm not dismissing that it doesn't exist. Like, cool, yeah, you know, yes, people do that, but like, learn from it, I guess. Like, I don't know, like.
Yeah, you can't sit here and do the whole hindsight 2020 and say learn from it.
Sure, I can. That's why hindsight is 2020, because I learned from it.
Yeah, no, but like, you know, it's like we are theorizing as to why millennials regret their decision, and we are criticizing them for not learning from the lessons that we learned from them. Do you understand where you are being extremely hypocritical?
No. Because like the thing is like, it's their fault for like, well, okay, no. I won't say it's like millennials' fault for following, you know, boomers. Entirely. I won't say it's entirely for them to blame. Because yes, you're supposed to like pay attention, but like you didn't look at now. Like you didn't look at what was like, what the economic state is like right now.
Yeah.
And like that's why I say like, that's your bad for not educating yourself enough. Because you should have, like,
in a sense, yes, but like,
because like you have to like know where to like put your money. Like, if you're not like, and the thing is like, I won't make the point of like, if you're not set to like buy a house, don't do it. Just because like, like the housing market is like literally like skyrocketing right now. It's continuing to go up. And we may be like leading to like, the bubble popping soon. But besides that, it's not all of their fault. I'll say that much.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's all their fault. Like it's definitely like, a learning lesson. Like they fucked up, like, learn from it. But like,
I mean, even like, I don't think there's like gonna be anything to learn from until this like housing bubble pops, because even if like we wanted to buy houses right now, it'd be like really difficult to do so.
Yeah.
Just because like large corporations are like buying up a bunch of houses right now, so like it's harder for like an individual like entrepreneur to like buy a home to like turn a profit off of it, because you have to buy it from this corporation and they're gonna want some like cheddar.
Yeah.
So it's hard because like how do you're on your own on this mission. How do you beat the big company? And it's damn near impossible. You have to like find like loopholes to do this. And I don't know. I don't really have a strategy to like beat a big corporate company.
Yeah.
Cause like it fucks the whole game up. I don't know, like right now I think we just have to like wait.
That's very much on like a whole tangent though. Like
yeah.
At the end of the day, like
I mean it's still part of like the regret though. Like well maybe not regret, but like you can't even buy a house if you wanted to.
It really depends on the financials.
True. But it's getting harder to buy a house if you want to. Well, maybe I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess as far as like wanting to like millennials regretting home purchases, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is just like not being able to like meet. Maintenance costs. High maintenance costs, I think, is like one of the major things as far as keeping the home. Because for one, you have like either like taking care of the house, your property tax, and property taxes like continue to like increase right now. And all these things are like adding up for like millennials who like aren't getting paid crazy or like not. We're not in the same situation we had. Like I said, in the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
It's hard to adapt. I guess we all don't know how to adapt for that yet. And that's what we're also trying to learn right now. Do you have anything else to add to that?
Not really. I think that's, we tried our best to comprehend what's going on.
I suppose. Something like that. Well, so I guess we're kind of like, we have a good stopping point right here. This was the first episode of Live and Learn.
And for our next episodes, we are planning on like doing a whole bring a new person in every week or so.
It probably won't be every week, more so just when we can get a hold of a guest, but for most episodes we'll try to get a hold of a guest to get a third perspective, or just like pick someone's brain who might have a better perspective on a topic that we want to talk about that week. That was our first solo episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, and keep living and learning.
Yeah, something like that. All right, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.